Okay. I think we're live. Oh, hold on. Noise! Every map is here. We're going to do them. We're going to do every map. It's going to be an amazing live stream. Oh my god, dude. I'm fucking sweating, though. Like, it is just fucking sweaty as shit. In my room. Holy. But no. We are doing every map live. I don't know if I should make a FE2, like, live server or not. I guess it says come join in, so we'll do a live server. Sure, why not? Alright, I'm live doing the rehydrated maps. Okay, thanks, bye. That's wild business. That's wild business from Chris. He says, okay, project's done now. Okay, thanks, bye. Alright. First things first, we're going to get the server link, right? Send it in here, and then we're going to pin there. Alright, we're live. We are going to give it about another minute or two. Also, how are we doing today, chat? We doing good? Alright. Blitz is here. We're going to be doing every map. Every map. Good boy, dealer. Don't call me a good boy. We're doing every map infiltration. We're gonna give it about another, like, we'll say 3 minutes. Yeah, we'll give it another 3 minutes. Drink something. I'm dehydrated, so we're getting rehydrated with the maps. The 31 maps. Also, I should also mention, I'm going to give some critique. I'm going to give my opinions on these maps. I feel like it's just important enough. Or not, I guess you could say important enough. I just think it's just nice enough to be like, this is what I like, this is what I think could get fixed up a little bit more, blah, 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 right? But all around, I think they're all pretty decent. I think they're all pretty good. Even if there's some maps that I think don't really fit to the originals thing as much, or at all, really. I still think that they're pretty decent, so. I'm working on a ranking video for it. Got all of them recorded. GG's! I better see Flood. I better see Flood Island at the top of that list, because I love Flood Island. That and Abandoned Facility caught me off guard. I thought it looked good, but I was kind of worried about how gameplay was going to look, at least from trailers. I can say now, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty decent. I enjoy it thoroughly. Alright. What's up, Exciter? What does this Cooper want? What does this loser want? But no, what is it? Alright, enough talking. We're getting into the lift. We're going to be flooding and escaping to and getting rehydrated. Obviously, let's go. So, the first one up, Infiltration, made by the Doge, though. He's never around ever. But I love the Doge, though, maps. They're so amazing. And this one is not the exception. And this one isn't an exception to it either. This one's a really good one. All of his maps are good. What I really like about this that improves on the original is this part here. Because you don't have that, like, little head-hitting truss that you have to deal with now. That's pretty good right there. It's this noob button trolling now. He's just being a noob. He's just being a big noob. That's all it is. But now, what is it? I also like this room a lot with the spinning like cogs and everything. That's also pretty cool. I think it's a cog or it's like a machine. But no. Decent map, pretty good. I like it. There's not anything definitively speaking that I can say that I dislike about the map. I think it's pretty good. I think all around it's just a pretty good map. Not much else that can be said, really. I am not X-Cyber. Also, I really like that after the third button's pressed, you can get this escapee. Oh, okay, X-Cyber's getting it. I like this escapee here. That's pretty, I think, creative. I like it personally. But all around, pretty decent map. Alright, let's pull up the next one here before we get ahead of ourselves. Okay, next map is going to be Cave System from Tony. 333, quadruple 4. I think that's right. Is that right? Hold on. Alright. Next up, Cave System. It was 33344. Or 3334. And Crazy Blocks, although he is just going to be mentioned for making it originally. Alright. This map, I think, got a massive detail upgrade. I mean, I don't need to be the one to tell you that, really. A lot of very cool little interactives around the map. Very nice stuff indeed. The #1 biggest problem pertaining to this map still exists, though, and that is that if you're not going for the buttons, it is just a very big waiting simulator. But at least the map looks a lot better now. I will say that. I'm pretty sure there's like one of these things. Okay. I was worried for a second. I thought that was connected to a wall. Now you have X-Cyber going over for the button. But all around, I think this one's pretty decent. I think it's a pretty good one. Or a pretty good upgrade and update to it. Because worst case scenario, it keeps the old gameplay. Although it does change it up a little bit, like with this zipline here. Which, I think I have mixed feelings on it. On one hand, it definitely helps expand out the gameplay a little bit more. On the other hand, though, it kind of further incentivizes waiting around for the people that aren't just going to go get the button. And I think that's, you know, not really that amazing, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, next up, and this is Fopdoodle's scariest map. Fopdoodle fears this map a lot, because this is what killed his run. It is Lava Tower. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do / kill and game. There. Okay. Get back in the lobby! Get back in there! We're going to get it. But all around, I think Cave System is pretty well detailed. This map got massive gameplay renovations and a massive detail overhaul. I think out of the entire wave, or out of the entire first wave, this is the one that is the best. It got massive changes, massive overhauls to its gameplay, while still keeping that familiarity with the map, right? Obviously so. But, at the same time, we also got massive detail changes. This map looks kind of like Jungle Inferno, I can't lie. It kind of looks like it, just a tiny bit though. Also, little alternative path here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. Me like this map. I don't really have anything to say bad about this map. Outside of that one thing being like an incentive to... Oh. Outside of that one thing being an incentive to kill. What if you did the every map photo remake? That would be pretty funny. I'll probably have to do that for like a thumbnail or for a future YouTube thumbnail. Let's see here. I'm gonna let these guys play. I'm gonna watch them. Look at these noobs going at it. What if I just do /kill in game? That would be pretty funny. Lol, get trolled. Oh, that was quick. Okay, cool. Well, at least everyone's here. Next up, Flood Island. This is my personal favorite out of them all. Although the new batch definitely... Ooh, it's definitely contending with Flood Island. I think this map got a massive detail overhaul, massive detail changes. Sinking ship in the background. Awesome stuff. Awesome sauce stuff right there. Also, this is very cool. It drops from this little bridge here. I think that's really cool. Thank you. No problem, Mr. Trollman. Also, I like how he keeps the little lost page thing here. That's awesome. In the instance that, what is it? In the instance that, this map ends up getting ported over, or all of the rehydrated maps end up getting ported over to the main game. I like how he kept it right there. Awesome stuff right there. Love it. Trollman, you're just a W map maker. That's just the truth. That's just the truth and nothing but the truth. Alright, let's see here. Next up, Sky Sanctuary. Alright. Okay. There we go. Also, hello, Trollman. Welcome to the live stream. The amazing live stream where it's just knockoff Fop T-Doodle. What is it? So, for Sky Sanctuary, massive detail overhauls. A lot of the shortcuts got, what is it? A lot of detail overhauls. There's been, I think, most of, if not all of the shortcuts have been patched. From at least the original Skyward Falls. That's pretty awesome. I like how this map now has, like, a full-on kind of, like, identity, or like a better identity from what it was beforehand with the original. What's good about a walk dog, but saw this. Indeed. That's pretty cool, actually. But no, I just decided to do a live stream doing all of the maps and recording them, because I'm going to, you know, I'm going to be recording all of this and giving a ranking for all of the maps. But all around, this map, pretty decent. I like it. I like the different color variations that come with some of the trees, although it's not as many. It's a lot of greens, some pinks. Not too bad. It's kind of like a opposite... What is it? It's kind of like an opposite Light Lake Valley. Also, Z-Fighting! I hate Z-Fighting. Actually, it's not the worst thing in the world. I also like that the Escapee is a variant. That's pretty cool. All around... Pretty decent one. Pretty decent. Moving on to the next one. Let's see here. It is going to be Darkside Forest from Green TV. I accidentally forgot to remove Sky Sanctuary. There we go. So, Darkside Forest. This one's one of the better ones, or it's one of the best ones from the second wave, I think. I'm pretty sure Flood Island's in there. So, Flood Island's just my number one all around. Although, what is it? Poisonous Valley? Oh my gosh, did I say that right? Poisonous Valley. And... oh man, I almost died there. Poisonous Valley and, what is it? Flippin' Beneath the Ruins are contending up there pretty hard. What is it? Flood Colors is awesome on this. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But, what is it? Now, this map's really cool. I also like the detail overhaul that goes into this map as well. It's really good. And it keeps its all-around same design. I think it improves on some of the gameplay aspects with the swimming sections. Let me get the next map up here. Sinking Ship from Tony 3334. There we go. But no, all around, really good. Don't need to be the one to tell you this. I really like how it's more kind of like facility-oriented, or not facility-oriented, but it's got a lot of different things to it. Pretty decent all around. I don't really have any major complaints about the map. Sinking Ship's up next. This one was broken for the longest time, last I recalled. But it's fixed now. I played it with Adler and a couple of the other people when the Wave 10 hit and dropped down. I like that the, what is it, I think box skips, or the box shortcuts for the escapees got patched. That's pretty nice. I'd have to check up on this. I'm pretty sure that's Cankalite Falls. So that's fixed as well. It definitely has a lot more detail upgrades and everything, and some gameplay quality of life changes. Because a lot of what Sinking Ship came down to, at least, not RNG-wise, because there really isn't any RNG, but a lot of my deaths usually came from either overshooting or undershooting the ladder section. It's a lot closer, so it's much easier to grab onto it. Also, oh shit, we gotta go over here. Wait, where do you go? Go over here. Okay. I'm playing like a complete noob right now. Let me get the next one loaded up. But all around, really good remake. I like the outside details and everything. I also like how it kind of ties into Flood Island in terms of the lore stuff. But yeah, all around really decent. I like the gameplay quality of life changes. Next up, Mysterium. I will say this is one of the weaker rehydrates, and it's nothing against Coolzack, because I do think it's a very good rehydrate. Okay, can't go up here. But a lot of this is kind of just like opening up the more cramped gameplay and everything, and that's cool and all. I would like to see a lot more expanded gameplay. I think that's one of the big, or not expanded gameplay, but expanded details, I should say. Like, probably like drill equipment and all of that. That would be really cool. But it's still a pretty decent, what is it? It's still a pretty decent rehydrated map. I think one of the big things that kind of, I don't want to say killed it, but definitely made it, like, less appetizing is around the same time Electroblast released Inner Sanctum, and that map is just absolutely stunning. That's a absolutely just stunning map, or at least it was all the way back when. I don't know what it's like now, but I remember it just being absolutely just beautiful. A little confusing, but beautiful. But no, all around, this is a very decent map. Rehydrate. like I mentioned, I wish they kind of expand. I wish Coolzack would kind of have expanded a tiny bit more into the theme, uh, instead of just kind of not like copy pasting, but kind of just slightly updating details to the map and enlarging most of the gameplay. Still, very decent. I like it. I think it's good. Alright. Oh, shit. I'm gonna load that. Okay, next up, kill and gang. We have Crystal Caverns. This map, pretty good. I remember having a lot of positive and good things to say about this remake, especially considering that I think you guys personally did a phenomenal job with this map. You set the bar like super high for this map, where the bar, well, not bar. Oh, how do I say it? Because I'm not saying it correctly. The bar for this map was very low. Just about, or at least to remake it. Just about everything, or not everything, but just about anything could make this map a little, like, just be better all around. Unless you, like, purposely make the map, what is it? Unless you make the map purposely just not that amazing. You guys not only gave it a massive gameplay overhaul, you also, or not overhaul, not gameplay, detail overhaul, my bad. Not only did you guys give it a massive detail overhaul, you gave it a massive, you gave it a massive gameplay quality of life addition to it as well. That's one of the other things about it as well. I'm not gonna, that I think definitely helps boost this up. I'm not going to say that this is my most favorite map of all time from the Rehydrated series. I still consider it to be more in the middle with everything, because there's about 30 maps, all in all. I'm not going to include the lobby because it's kind of just its whole separate entity as a whole. It's a lobby, but for 30 maps, this one's pretty decent. I don't really have anything else to say except praises for the map. Next up, Snowy Peaks. The old one grew on me a lot, actually, because I used to generally say this was like an F-tier map. At least endgame, right? But this definitely helped it out a lot. Massive, massive detail additions and everything. It's not like the most, flashiest thing in the world, but for what is essentially one of the most generic themes that we've seen in main game FE2, I think you guys did, or I think, Disney did a really good job with making it look really good, first off, because, I mean, look at this. It's like, holy, this looks good and everything, you got this, you got the little bushes and everything, and then you have the little, thing up here. This is awesome. And then you have the frozen, little lake that's going on here. This is all really cool stuff. Let's see here. So, all around, very good. Very good map. Alright, let's see here. Moving on, we have Axiom. And Axiom, I'm going to be honest with you, it's one of my most favorite easy maps in game, just base game. I've never played all of the Rehydrated maps, honestly. That's fine. We'll be able to play through them all today. But what is it? No, but what is it? I don't really have to say much about Axiom. It's just an all-around improvement. It's a really amazing map, regardless. I liked Axiom beforehand for its simplicity. This is no different. It's just a massive detail upgrade, honestly. Something happened. Wait, what happened? Also, I like that little button. I know that there's another variant where it says nothing happened, but something did happen apparently. I'm gonna find out. Oh, okay, cool. It's kind of blocked off a little. But no, I love the detail, overhauls, and everything in this map. The gameplay is kind of the same. The only thing I really have to critique is like this little area here. It could be confusing for first-time players to know where to go. But otherwise, like, this is really good. Like, look at this. This is beautiful. Absolute cinema. This is definitely one of the higher maps in my rankings for the Rehydrated. So all around, just amazing stuff. You guys did. You outdone yourself yet again. So yeah, alright. Moving on. Graveyard Cliffside. Really good map. The Rehydrated was really good. Love this one as well. Detail-wise, amazing map. I don't want to say it's generic or bland, because it's not. Especially with, like, this here. You guys took what was a generic and bland map and made it so much better. Best map. I don't know about best. I don't know about the best. But you took what would have been a very generic and bland map and made it so much better. Like, I generally regard, Graveyard Cliffside in the main game as like an F-tier map, because it's so unimaginably boring. On top of the fact that, for whatever reason, it's kind of actually tied for solo plays, kind of like Crystal Caverns, but I think you guys fixed up a lot of that problem. That, and it's an all-around amazing map. I don't need to tell you. You've heard the praises a million times. Also, Minecraft bed here with Spider. That's pretty cool. Before I do move on, we are going to load the second insane map, called Gloomy Manor. It's your map. It's Showman, and everyone loves this map. Everyone loves it. I mean, let's just get out of the way. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's good. Graveyard Cliffside, really good stuff. All-around improvements. Gloomy Manor, also pretty good. Love the details around the map. Really amazing. I like how you guys enhanced the gameplay here. Made a lot more lenient and a lot more fair. Oh. Okay, so you go over here. I like how there's like a theme to everything. Or how there's like a reason for everything to be around. This is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting this. I thought it was going to be a ladder for a second. This is pretty cool as well. I like this. A lot of this is just well done all around. I guess I guess that's not really a critique. I know there's a variance to this, because I've seen this around other maps, or around other areas as well. All around, solid map. Definitely in my top 10, I would say. I don't want to say top 5. Definitely in my top 10, though. Really good map all around. I need to make another Halloween map. Alright. Gonna do it again, / kill in game. Next up, Lost Woods. This one's pretty good. I like it. I really like the details around this map. I like... Ooh, I've never seen this before. Okay, this is one of my lesser played, like, maps, rehydrated maps. I think so far, like... I mean, I already liked it beforehand, but this is, like, really pretty. Holy. Okay, that would make sense. I also like how you guys, spread the buttons out a lot more, and obviously the shortcuts are patched out, so no, like, beating the map in 30 seconds, which I'm fine with. Although I do wonder if we do get these in-game, because I'm pretty sure Coolzak mentioned something about wanting to add the rehydrated maps in. Oh, okay. Because I'm pretty sure he mentioned wanting to add the rehydrated maps in and everything, right? Or at least looking into adding them back in. I wonder how that one button thing will go, right? Like, okay, I'm not making sense. What I mean is, I wonder how, like, there's this one event called Escape a map in, like, under 60 seconds. I wonder if that's gonna stick around still, or if that will be just removed, because a lot of these maps are going to be getting, like, gameplay buffs that further extend the gameplay of the map outwards. Also, we're going to play this map as its base, and then we're going to check out the golden stuff that's going on. Because I know there's golden skulls around the map. Disney made this. I also think this is very good. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool, actually. But no, I think it's really cool that you were able to take one of the... Or how Disney was able to take one of the worst imaginable maps. Also, is this a Sans reference? But no, I'm really glad that they were able to take some of the, like, worst maps and just make them so much better. Okay, so that's one. Because this is, like, genuine, just absolute, like, ooh, I'd say S tier. Yeah, I'd say this is an S tier map. Okay, wait, so you have to go up here, and then you have to go back. Oh, okay. Solve the labyrinth. We died at the labyrinth, though. But no, all around, this map, I like this map a lot more than in the OG version. I think that one's just a given. I mean, this isn't just a given for every rehydrated map, so... I mean... Okay, wait, hold on. So that's a Sans... That's the Sans reference. You have this golden skull right here. And you have to get this button. Also, I like how, like, these rooms, while I'm at it, I like how these rooms are completely different from what they were before. Okay, so nothing there. Okay, there we go. We're probably late again. Yeah, we're late. We're so late. We need to get it. Okay, we need to be cracked out of our minds playing this. Okay, so there's that one. But no, that room feels like so much more like fresh and just completely different as well. You have to get the skulls faster? Yeah. I figured that. Okay, right over here. Okay, Exciter's getting the button. Alright, solve the labyrinth. Okay, we gotta go this way. Okay, wait, so then I have to go... Where exactly? Back over here? Okay, I'm going over here. Okay, we're good. E. You don't have to get the second button, by the way. Oh, nice. Well, there we go. This is pretty cool. So it's like the third button teleported to you or something? Because I'm kind of just stuck in limbo now. Uh-oh. This is not good. Regardless, okay, to wrap it up, we got the secret ending, pretend we won, yay, hooray, and everything. Awesome map. I like it. Love the remake. Moving on. Also, it's good seeing you here, Chris. Let's see here. Familiar Ruins. This one's kind of lower on my list. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like this variant. This one's pretty cool. But I like it, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the problems with this is that there's so many different variant types. And I think they all have a different speed set, unless there's like different like timeline settings that they implemented in place. But all around, I still think this is a pretty good map. It's just, there's so many like different variants that it takes quite a bit of time to relearn them. Also, I like how you have to go outside here. That's pretty cool. All around, decent map. Hold on. Alright, Mar Dreams is up next. Okay, there we go. Marred, right there. All around, pretty good shit. Pretty good shit right there. I like it. I think it's kind of weird with how it does its whole, like, what is it? Or not weird, but it's kind of like challenging at some parts depending on the variant you get with gameplay. But all around, still really decent. Marred Dreams. Here's a controversial take of mine. I actually kind of like the OG Marred Dreams. This one's definitely very good and just a blatant improvement on it. Don't get me wrong and everything. But it's one of those things where I've seen people like just absolutely shit on the OG one. I can kind of understand why they do that, but at the same time, because it's like one of the big arguing points I think is like, Oh, the water is acid, and it always stays acid throughout the whole map. For an easy map, that's not good and everything, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, yeah, but it's a 1.9. I feel like at that point, it's supposed to kind of act as like the peak of an easy. Right, oh, we gotta go over here, I forgot. It kind of acts as the peak of a crazy, or not crazy, but of an easy. And it's supposed to get you implemented into what a normal map is going to look like, right? But all around, really good stuff here. I like this. Alright, next up, kill anything. I like OG more than this? Really? I'm surprised. Also, let's take a look here. Lost Deserts is up next. But no, what? Hold on. Before I end it, Mar Dreams, I think honestly it might be in my top 10. It's very good. I like it a lot. Lost Deserts, also in my top 10. This one is an absolute banger. I know Mar did a version of this map a while back. Like, I think it was back in mid-2024, I think, that he did a remake of this map. But that map honestly feels so much more different from this. This feels so much... This feels very familiar to the OG Lost Desert, while also, you know, having enhanced and good gameplay and building up upon the gameplay, as well as building up on the details. Obviously, so I don't need to be the one to tell you. I saw that X-Cyber. Oh my god, the both of you? Wow. Don't worry, I'll clutch it up. But now, one of the big things that I really like about this map and why I think it puts it up in the number 10 spot, honestly, is a lot of the connections it has to Sand-Swept Ruins, because, I mean, I would think personally that, the End of Lost Desert would be connected to Sand-Swept Ruins, although I don't think there's a connection between them two. But no, you get like a little connection thing over here. Really cool stuff. Really cool. I really like it when maps connect stuff like that together. Next up would have been the lobby. We're not going to do the lobby though, because like I mentioned, it's a completely different entity from itself. We'll check out the lobby afterwards, but actually we'll let them live. But all around, really good stuff. This is definitely top 10 to me. It's going to be very hard for me to pick a top 5, though, because there are a lot of very good maps. There are a lot of very, very good maps. Alright. Ooh, this next wave's pretty good, honestly. This next wave's really, really good, actually. It is going to be Poisonous Valley. I'm trying to remember. Sedimentary Temple and Magmatic Mines. Those, all three of those are pretty decent. GG's indeed. GG's. Alright, next up we have Poisonous Valley. This is personally one of my top 3. If you know beforehand, I'm not a big fan of Poisonous Valley in the main game, and they just completely just redid it overhead and everything with this brand new version. Amazing remake, if you ask me. One of the big things why I thought that Poisonous Valley was an F tier, at least with the original one, is because there are like, what is it? Well, first off, it's a 1.6 with acid. What are we doing with that? What are we doing here with that, right? But, and I guess it still pertained to being a 1.6 with acid, but it leads me into my second thing. There's death pits in this map. Like, or not death pit, not in this one, but in the OG one. There's like 2 death pits. And that is really bad. Like, really, really bad for what is supposed to be an easy map. Number 3, you can die by going down the chimney here. That's really funny. That's a really funny thing. It's really, really hilarious right there. But no, for real though, I like how they took the more factory-themed idea of what was going on with the original and decided to implement it in place over, like, starting off in the cave area. I also like the fact that it's also a dam and everything. It looks so much more natural as well. That's one of the other big things that I want to point out, is that it looks so much more natural. And it looks so much more, like, Wicked. It's just all around, just a lot better looking. In all of the right ways. I don't need to be the one to tell you. Obviously so. I mean, that's just going to be the case with every rehydrated map. But all around, really good map. Definitely in my top 3 best. Moving on, we have Sedimentary Temple. Also, it's Quahog. Right. This one made by Tony, and I think Short Round Zach has said? No, it's Trollman. This was made by both of them. Honestly, really good. There's a couple of issues I have with the map, but all around, or at least with the rehydrated version, but all around, it's really good. I'll go over the first issue that I had with the original. The original one had a lot of cramp kind of gameplay. Like here, it was so much more tinier and everything. You also had like those really weird like wall jumps near the end that just did not feel like a hard map kind of jump whatsoever. So there is that. On the other hand, though, and with this new version, it definitely opens it up a lot more, right? It's definitely a lot more open, a lot more embracive, right? Oh, okay, cool. But, what is it? That's the issue. That's the big issue I have with this map. I know I was kind of playing like crap a little bit, but I think for a 3.5, I think this is the harshest 3.5, and I don't think it really fits in the hard difficulty, just based off of the pacing and the flood alone. Because it's so quick to change to lava immediately. There's nothing wrong with the map, you just suck? Okay, X-Cyber. Okay, whatever you say, Cyber. Whatever you say. But I think it's just a little too quick, like I mentioned before, to change to from acid to lava. So that definitely hurts it quite a bit more. But all around, I think otherwise, phenomenal, very good, and just about all of the categories, just the floods change, or what is it, water change, or water state change, however you want to pronounce it. Also, the OG lost button was right here, so I don't know how they're going to do it with the new one. But all around, this is a very good map. Very good update to it and everything. I could definitely see the argument being made that this is a much easier map if it's in multiplayer, but for solo runs, it's much harder. Right, gotta go over here. But no, this feels a lot better gameplay-wise, and just layout-wise, so there's that going for it. All around, good map. Not my top 10, but definitely still really good. I enjoy it a lot. You didn't see that? Yeah. I'm sorry, X-Cyber. Who's the noob again? That's what I thought, buddy. That's what I thought. Alright. Next up, Magmatic Mines. Kill in game. You? No, it's you, Cyber. You're a big noob. Very big noob. Magmatic Mines. This is just a blatant upgrade. I know there's like one shortcut, I think. No, I think it was just Chris cheating with a fly tool after this button. Unless it was like a legitimate like shortcut, I don't know. But what is it? Just all around really good gameplay improvements. Detail improvements, obviously. I mean, I don't really need to tell you. And best part, it was remade by the original creator, so yeah. Really cool stuff. That introduces like the moving, what is it? The moving box. That's pretty cool as well. All around, really good remake. I'm almost tempted to say that this is on the scale of, what is it? I'm almost tempted to say this is on the scale of being up in the top 10, but I think it just, maybe actually. We'll have to do like a little ranking thing afterwards, or a little ranking video to see what I think. Alright, next up, Decrepit Seas. Okay, kill and game. This is a B tier? Nah, I don't think it's B tier. I think it's higher. Next up, Decrepit Seas. This is also just another remake of one of my most hated maps. I had a multitude of reasons why I didn't like it, a lot of it being that it felt like an easy map for the most part, and although it kind of holds true a little bit to here, it's a lot more harder in some departments. Obviously, I don't need to tell you, detail improvements all around, although there's one thing missing. And that, also, by the way, that's a very cool gameplay change. Really like that stuff. I like how it goes more into the whole sea theme, right? But there's one thing that's missing from this, and that is the sea bombs. Where's the sea bombs from the original? My immersion is ruined from this map. But for real, though, it's an amazing map. I think it's very well done, obviously so. Just massive props to, I think it's Zion and Disney for yet again making just an all-around, just banger map. Also, we have these little guys that'll bite you and slow you down a little bit. Pretty cool stuff. All around, good map. Next up, we have Classic Fallen. And oh boy. Okay. Alright. And oh boy, what do I have to tell you? This map got a massive overhaul. This went from being the worst map in the game to being the best. Or not being the best, but being one of the best, I should say. This is easily a top 5 for me. Just all around massive changes and everything around the map. I like how it's grayscale, but you can like see the different shades or the different like color stuff. Ooh, okay, cool. Never mind. This is an F tier map still. F tier. Boo. Bad map. I tried a shortcut. Yeah, I tried a shortcut as well. No, I'm kidding though. But for real though, this map's so good looking. Like, they did a genuinely good job. I don't know who they is. Who is they? Fancy Cat. So Chris Semler and Reed Donnelly, or Space Elephant, did an amazing job yet again with remaking this map. It feels really good. I don't really even consider this a complaint. I wouldn't even consider it a complaint. It feels so much different from the original classic, while still feeling simultaneously like the same. Because of the crystals around and everything, but it feels so much different with like how the details are set and everything, right? Like with the houses and everything. It's really cool though, I like it. It's very unique, like with the sideways house thing. It feels like a ruined reality or something. And this part right here, this part is really cool. I also like that it's, what is it? I also like that the map still pertains to making things disappear, but it's actually good at it, and it's not just like the same 3 platforms copy-pasted over and over again, just disappearing. So there's that. Easily one of my top 5. Easily one of my top 5. Really good all around. Next up, we have Wild Savannah. Kill in game. I don't need to be the one to tell you, this map looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't know about calling it a Wild Savannah remake, though. This is one of the ones lower on my list. It's definitely still really good and everything. I want to emphasize that. It's still... What the fuck? Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool, I can't lie. I didn't even realize. I was like, wait, why am I getting shot up? Or why am I shooting up? But no, all around, I think this is a really good remake still. My only complaint that I really have about this map is that it doesn't really feel like Wild Savannah. That's my only complaint. But this part right here, this feels like genuinely like Wild Savannah. But the first half really doesn't feel like Wild Savannah. I think one of the big things that doesn't help it as well is a lot of the, like, hyper-realistic trees. Like, don't get me wrong. Oh, okay, cool. They're still really good looking and everything, but I don't know about them fitting into a remake for this map. I don't like the detail in this map. I like it personally. I think it's very good looking. Also, I like how there's like a little map inspiration and all this stuff. All around, really cool stuff. I like it, but it's definitely lower on my list. And now for Wave 9. This one's gonna hurt a little bit. Wave 9 was, I think, just alright. Kill anything. I hate trees, they suck. Well, it's not even that the trees suck, it's just that they're just too hyper-realistic for the map. It's definitely a really good-looking map and everything, but I just don't know if it fit in for calling it a remake. Now, for Wave 9, I will say all of this... Wave 9 is, generally speaking, a pretty decent wave. I'm not going to go out here and say it's the best wave, though. Starting off with Castle Tides, very good map. I think... Do I want to say it's the best? Well, first off, they gotta fix that up there. There's some of the basalt textures kind of overlapping with the wooden textures. Not amazing there, but all around, like, I think all around this is a really decent map. It's not like the best thing in the world, right? So let's grab this knight here, or the squire. I like the fish in the barrel. I like how it's more open and more immersed. But all around, like, this is an alright map. I would say this is, generally speaking, lower on the list all around. It's kind of just alright. Some of the details kind of feel out of place for what Castle Tides was trying to convey. But, yeah. C tier? Nah, If we're talking about in terms of the rehydrated maps, I'd probably say yeah, but in terms of the actual, like, maps, if it were to be in-game, no. This would probably be a B tier. Oriental Grove is up next, and I was kind of curious as to see what they would do with this map, and I kind of like what they did. I think it's also Z fighting here. Yeah, just absolutely lovely. We always love Z fighting, right? But all around, I think they did a pretty decent job with it. I really like the trees, and I really like how they are kind of like weird and uniquely shaped. I also like this inwards button. There's an Adler reference around here somewhere. Or a Jim the Air Bubble Jones reference, I should say. Because you have this over here, right? I do know there is a variation of that, but what is it? All around, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a really good looking map, don't get me wrong. But I don't know about calling it an Oriental Grove remake either. It kind of feels a little unique from it. You can kind of see, like, vague resemblances to it, but it's definitely pretty decent. I wasn't talking about Wild Savannah. This is old version of Oriental. Play the new one. Wait, there's a new one? I grabbed it from the Wave preset that's already put in place. Alright. Let me grab this real quick. Oh, it says I'm not marked as a tester. Can you give me a sec? Yeah, for sure, for sure. But no, I like the details and everything, but I don't know about calling it an Oriental Grove remake, especially the cave system. Like, don't get me wrong, the caves are absolutely gorgeous and everything. They look amazing, but I don't know about calling it a remake or calling it a rehydrate. It doesn't feel like a remake. On another hand, though, a lot of the details that are in this map, it feels different, I should say. On the other hand, it is very good looking. It's a very good looking map for sure. I just don't know about calling it a remake. It feels... If you were to look at this map, or if you were to play OG... Alright. Let me make it to where you can load maps. But no, I guess one of the things I'm trying to get at is, like, if you were to tell someone to play Oriental Grove and then you made them play this map and you told them if it feels like it's Oriental Grove, they'd probably tell you no. It doesn't really feel like Oriental Grove. So it's going to be lower on the list here. Just because of that. Alright. We're going to play the Oriental Grove remake. Kill in game. BRB gonna check on dinner? Okay. Okay, goodbye. The new one has 8 buttons. Okay, goodbye. Also, by the way, thank you, Tired TV, for loading the new one in. Let's see here. Oh, wait, this looks so much different. This looks a lot more different. What the hell? Or at least that part does. There's obviously going to be some things that look the same. But all around, I still like the map. I just don't know if it really strives to be the, like, if it feels the same as OG Oriental. It feels different. Henceforth, it's going to be a little lower on the list, but still, really good remake all around. Or, good map all around, I should say. Okay, that's pretty cool. New zipline over to here. I will say this is definitely a bit better. I think it's better. Ooh, do I want to say that? Do I want to say that? Do I really want to say that gameplay feels better? Or do I really want to say it's better than, Pizza Time, you guys play without me. If stream's still going, I'll still play. Alright. Okay, do I really want to say that this is a better map than Castle Tides? Because Castle Tides stays true to the, like, idea and to the, like, theme and everything, whereas it feels like with Oriental Grove, it's so much more different. I don't know, that one's gonna be a hard one for me to pick. Alright, next up, we have Insane Fallen. I'm going to actually... I'll save it first off. But I'm gonna pull it. It's all around... It's still a really good map all around. But... I don't know. It just feels... It doesn't feel like Oriental Grove. Liner, I know Liner or Former Lin was doing a remake of the map. And I liked his version a lot more. It felt a lot more embracive to a remake. New Insane... Oh, by the way, you can kind of just hang out on the edge here. That's kind of a problem right there. You can just kind of walk on the side of it. So, I will say, Insane Fallen, definitely really cool map. I'm gonna say it's probably the best, like, remake, quote-unquote, out of all of this. Whereas I feel like Oriental Grove might take the cake for being, like, the best, map on the list. It's kind of hard to describe. I don't want to say they're in cahoots with each other because I'm going to say it right now. All around, Fallen, I think, is better than Oriental Grove when it comes to being a remake. But when it comes... Because... Oh my god, what am I doing? OG gameplay is good. I like this Fallen. I like both of them. They're both really good. Oh, shit. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, I think. I think I'm late. Yeah, I'm fucking dead. I was wholly on late. Ah, my eyes! But, no, what is it? All around, in terms of a mapping or remake, I think Insane Fallen does it a lot better. But in terms of, like, an actual map, I feel like Oriental Grove just slightly edges it out. For the sake of talking about the remakes and how I think they're interpreted in terms of, you know, being a remake and everything, I'm going to say that this map, or that Oriental Groves, is a lot lower on the list, and Fallen is quite a bit better. It holds pretty true and dear to what it is, while still orientating gameplay enough that it feels like a fresh new experience. Also, I really like the escapee design. It looks really cool. I like the map that follows the OG layout. OG layout was alright. It's not... I don't think it's as bad as what people were saying it was. But it definitely could have used improvements. This all around, though, this is just, well, an improvement in just about every sense. And it's got some new gameplay. Like, this is new. But it feels like Insane Fallen. And it feels like it's just enough for me to say, yeah, this is a good remake. So in terms of Wave 9, I think personally this is the best remake. Alright. Now we are on to Wave 10. First map, we have Abandoned Facility. Let's go. I've already said it before. Abandoned Facility. It's so good. I personally think. Ooh, do I want to say it's my top 3? I don't know. All around, I really like this remake. This one feels really true to nature, and it improves on the gameplay aspect of it so much. Okay, I need to learn to get the button myself. I'm gonna keep my chat quiet down. Here we go. But no, this map looks really good. I also like the fact that the map uses depth. The depth tool, I forget what it's called. They use depth multiplier, that's what it's called. They use depth multiplier. And depth multiplier is pretty cool. That needs to be fixed in terms of it being like a little wraparound. But otherwise, like, this is... I also like how this ties in as well with infiltration. That's really cool as well. All around, just solid work. Just solid stuff all around. I also love the detail in this map. It's so good. Also love the noise effects that's used as well. It's very unique to an FE2 map. And I love the pipes as well. The pipes are really cool looking. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. Pretend that I survived there. Hello, Voni. Hello, Garrett. Alright. Pretend I survived there. Alright. Next up, Beneath the Ruins. Now, this one is honestly tied between... These two are honestly tied for me, personally. There we go. Cool. We can get rid of abandoned facility. Between being in the top 3... Because these two right here, phenomenal maps. Chris has yet again outdone himself. Oh, okay, cool. Bro, what? Hold on. Ignore that. Ignore that. Okay, wait, where do you go? Oh, you have to go over here. Cool. Cool. Okay, over here. And then we get this button. All around, I think this is a very solid map. This scaffolding looks so good. This is such a good looking map. Holy. Oh, okay, cool. Love this map. I love this map. This is, if it's not top 3, this is easily top 5. This is so good. This is so good right here. Alright. Now, for the last map. I think this is the most anticipated map. I think it's fair enough to say this is the most anticipated map from the entire stream and all of that stuff, whatever, blah blah blah, right? I think that's a fair enough assumption to make, right? We have Dark Sci Facility. I really like how abstract this map is as well. This map is very abstract. Especially like in this part here. Especially with the hands. Like, trying to reach up and grab you and all of that. You're missing out. I'll play the OST after I beat it normally. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. Okay. We'll listen to the regular version, and then I'll see if I can pull up a tier list and update the map. But now, that one part's kind of confusing to me. The OST sounds really good, though. Like, you did a really good job here, Tired. I like the little hand stuff as well. Okay, so you go up and then over to here. It's so good. It's so good. So good. Bro, I'm so bad. This is number 1. Nah, I don't want to say this is number 1. This is not number 1. It's top 3. I don't think it's number 1. Or not top 3. I don't think it's top 3. It might be top 10. It's very good. I really like the OST with it as well. BTR will always be number 1. I don't know about that. BTR is definitely, I think... Oh my god, wait. It's a leitmotif of the... Wait, Tired. Did you put the leitmotif of this map to, at the end of the Darkside Facility map to be the lift? That's really cool. Or is that just the noise that plays from the map itself? No, I don't think that's... I think that's in-game. But still, that is so cool. That's actually really cool. That helps the list a lot more when it comes to doing it. Okay. So, we have this here. We're going to ignore all of this here. We're going to say S plus, we're going to delete row, we're going to delete F tier, and we're going to delete D tier, because I don't think there's a singular rehydrated map that is either D or F. And we are going to also, while we are at it, we are going to be moving these maps right below Autumn Hideaway because they are not going to be ranked. Okay, let's see here. Poisonous Forest, Relic Valley, Toxic Woods, this, Sunken Kingdom, Classic Canyon, both of these versions. Fall Equinox, Zemblanity, Retro, Buried, Forsaken, Eerie. Okay. I think these are all the maps that we will be ranking. Can you turn active on? Sure. There you go. Okay, so now that we have them all here, let's go over all of the maps. All of the rehydrated maps, I should say. There are up till Autumn Hideaway. There's all of these maps that we are going to rank. It is a lot. We'll get through them all, though. Number 1, Lost Woods. I think Lost Woods is a solid... I think it's a solid B tier. I think it's definitely good. I think the one thing that is holding it back, though, is the last button, because some new players might not understand that you have to jump on the leaves, and they will end up jumping in the wrong area and end up falling and like getting confused and everything. So there's that. Axiom. I think it's S tier. Like I mentioned, there's only one tiny thing that I think needs to be fixed, and that is the little vent area. We'll put it in A for now. I think it's the vent area. Otherwise, very good map all around. I think it's well done. Castle Tides, I think is B tier. I think the art... I'm kind of tempted between B and C, because here's the thing. The art style that Mar went with, I don't think fits it all too well. It fits a map like AVM, but for Castle Tides and what it was going for, I don't know. I don't really think it would fit it all too well. Mar Dreams, I think, is an A tier as well. It's definitely got a massive step up in the right direction. I think it's all around a really good pick. Yeah. I don't really need to say much else, really. It's a very good pick all around. It's really well made. The ending kind of hurt it a little bit, the old version at least, but the new one, it's pretty decent. Oh, also Construction Drill is down here, so yeah, there we go. Poisonous Valley, instant S plus tier. They fixed all of the issues that I had with Poisonous Valley, right? And he just improved. He just improved on it so much more. It's actually so peak, so good. I love it. Cave System. This is gonna hurt my soul a little bit. I'm gonna put it in C tier. I'm back. Welcome back, Blitz. We're doing a tier list. But like I mentioned, this is going to hurt my soul a little bit, but I have to put Cave System in C tier. It's not that I want to, it is that it doesn't improve really with the gameplay aspect of the map. It is still a waiting simulator, and it turns into that even more with the button, because the button isn't as easily accessible, and it kind of incentivizes people to not go for the button, or to go off the beaten path to get the button. Because you'll be taking a much longer amount of time to get the button, or to recover back and get back after pressing the button. On the opposite end, though, it is a very decent... on the opposite end, though, it definitely helps with the pacing of the map a lot, but for a 2.3, I think it needs to kind of fix up on some of the other gameplay aspects and issues that it has. But all around, with just how the layout of Cave System goes, it really is just a map that is bounded to be hurt just based off of the layout. No matter how beautiful you make the map, the gameplay won't be all that great until it gets a remake entirely, which then it loses its identity, which is the big problem with a map like Cave System. Its only main attribute that will make it look, or that will only make it better, is really just details, and then after that, you really can't do much after that. You can alternate some of the gameplay and make it a little better, but you can't ultimately make it, like, Decrepit Seas kind of good. And speaking of which, Decrepit Seas, I don't think it's S plus tier. I think it's S tier, though. It's very good. Yeah, all around. I don't think it's S plus tier because I think S plus tier is like taking what is an F tier or like a C tier map and immediately making it like some of the best things out there. Oriental Grove. I am going to put this on baseline B. It does not feel... You know what? No, I'm going to say right now, I think it's C tier. Here's the problem with Oriental Grove. It doesn't feel like Oriental. It feels like a completely different map from what it is. Granted, it's a very good map, and if it were to be added in, it would probably be right around the A or maybe even S tier. But just simply due to the fact that it just doesn't really feel like it doesn't really feel like an Oriental Grove remake. It feels like a completely different map of its own. If you were to get someone to play Oriental Grove, they've never played FE2 a day in their life. If you got someone to play Oriental Grove, the OG version, and then you had them play Rehydrated afterwards, they probably couldn't tell you that the Rehydrated version was supposed to be a remake. And I think that's the biggest problem that I really have with Oriental Grove, is that it doesn't feel like a remake, but rather a completely different map in of itself. Castle Tides gets away with it because you can clearly tell that it's Castle Tides based off of the difficulty and based off of the gameplay. The only way you can tell that this is Oriental Grove is by the OST that plays, and that's it. Infiltration is up next, and I think all around it's S tier. Even for being like the first map released within the set, I think it's still S tier holding up to today because it improves on all of the gameplay aspects that held down Infiltration in the first place. Now, the problem is, and the reason why it's an S tier, not S plus tier, is because Infiltration, as it was already a pretty decent map. I think that's the main takeaway with all of this, is that it was already a pretty decent map in of itself. And then we get on to Flood Island. And that is an immediate S plus tier. Its Trollman actually genuinely made the best Rehydrated map. And it's contested a little bit with Beneath the Ruins and Abandoned Facility. But it is still so fucking good. It's unreal. Even by today's standards, it's so good. I don't know how Trollman was able to do it. He is a timeless mapmaker, though, to say the least. Okay, next up is Mysterium, and I'm going to put Mysterium up in B tier, because I know a lot of people would put it on the lower end. You know what? I'm probably gonna put Oriental Grove right beneath this. So I know there's a lot of people that would put Mysterium at the very end of C tier, because not a whole lot changed about it, outside of the gameplay being a lot more lenient and a lot more open, but I think that's what it generally needed to be. I think it needed to be a map that had improved detail changes, right? Or different detail changes, or not detail changes, but just improved gameplay all around. Detail-wise, it does suck that it kind of loses out on, you know, having a little bit more uniqueness. What is this? I don't care, since we've had it the whole time. Sure, okay, whatever. But, gameplay-wise, that's the biggest thing that improved about it, is that its gameplay changed. And that's the general issue with the map all around. Like, detail-wise, it kind of feels the same. It doesn't really feel like there's much that changed, but for a map like Mysterium, you kind of don't need a gameplay change. Sky Sanctuary is up next. Ooh. I'm going to say it's the top of B tier because a lot of the gameplay problems still persist now. It's just that shortcuts are now patched, and gameplay has been altered slightly. But if you fall down, you're still essentially dead. Just straight up, so... What maps are you playing? Oh, I played this map already. Luminance Garrett Edition. We'll play that in a little bit. But, what is it? All around, decent. It's a decent map. All around, I think it's a really good map. I think it's Disney or Trollman. It's one of the two, or it's probably both. Did a really good job with remaking this. Forgotten Tombs, I think, is S tier. Ooh, do I want to say S or S plus? That's a hard one. That's a hard one to pick. I'm going to say it's S tier for now. It's very good. It's the peak of it, though. It's very good, and it changed up a lot of gameplay all around. But just generally speaking, like, I don't think it's as exciting as something like Poisonous Valley or Flood Island, right? I don't think it's got as much oomph and excitement as those two maps. I do like that it has the throwback now to the OG event. I think that's really cool, and I definitely think that's what is kind of I think that's one of the big things as to why it would be tiptoeing between S plus and S tier. So there is that. Crystal Caverns. I'm going to say it is an A tier map. It is very good, and I know that there was a lot of people. I know that people were listening to me and hearing me give praise to the map. So you might be saying, why? Why is it an A tier? Why is it not an S tier or S plus tier? And that is simple. Because by the end of the day, the map still contains a lot of... It's still a very heavy swimming-based map. But it's very cool now. It's got a lot of detail changes. It doesn't look like the same thing over and over again. And I think all around, it's just a really good improvement all around. But unfortunately, it kind of falls in the same consensus of something like Cave System, where you really can't change the gameplay all too much without alternating the identity of what the map is. It's kind of in that, like, catch-22 situation that Cave System finds itself in. And that's the unfortunate part about it, really. I really wish that you could change up some of the gameplay ideas that goes on with it, but in the end, you really can't. Next up, Fallen Classic. Easy. It went from being an F tier map to the bottom of F tier, mind you. This was the worst definitive map ever, with both CM and base perm, and that is saying something because you had Blooming Lagoon V1, you had Graveyard Cliffside, you had Crystal Caverns, and you had Malterra's Valley. And this somehow turned out to be worse than all of those. And yet, the new remake is so good. It's so peak. I don't need to be the one to tell you this. If you play the map yourself, you will know that it is just absolute peak. I'm going to turn the volume down here. But you can tell it's just obviously absolute peak, absolute cinema, right? I don't need to be the one to tell you this. Graveyard Cliffside. I think it falls in the same consensus that Forgotten Tombs falls in that it is really good. But I don't think it is like, well, ooh. I think it's good. I definitely think it's good. I think it definitely helps build upon the more generic and bland theme that Graveyard Cliffside had initially. But I don't think it's got a redemption arc of something like Poisonous Valley or Fallen Classic. I don't think it's got a redemption arc of that type. But it's definitely really good still. Okay, Snowy Forest is up next. I think this map is all around. I think it's a B tier. It's definitely a really good step in the general direction. And I think that detail-wise, it does pretty good for what it does. But all around, it's like it's it's pretty decent. It feels a lot like a nature map, but not even in the same consensus that something like Lost Woods is, because that's why Lost Wood is over Snowy Peaks. It feels a lot more ingrained to being more like a temple orientated map, right? I think Lost Woods is a lot more creative than what Snowy Peaks is. And I think that's the big thing that really puts this map below it, but it's still a very good map all around. Don't let that fool you. It's still very good. Next up, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to put it down there, but I have to. The problem, it is the same problem as Oriental Grove, where you can play the original and then you can play the rehydrated version, and you can say, what's the similarities between these two? Like, this doesn't feel like the original whatsoever. Now, the reason why it is above Oriental Grove, I will say this, the reason why it is above Oriental Grove is because I think all around Oriental has better details, but I think the second half of gameplay and the layout for Wild Savannah actually feels like Wild Savannah. Whereas Oriental Grove does not feel like Oriental Grove like the entire way through. And I think that's the big thing that hurts it a lot. But both of these maps get hurt by the fact that they really don't they don't feel like a remake of their original map, of their original identity. And that's my big problem. Now, going up, we have Dark Side Forest, and I think this is an easy A tier. It's very good. It's a very good map. I think one of the big things that it really needed to do was kind of open itself up a little bit more, which it kind of does do, and obviously give it a detail overhaul, and I think it does a really good job with the detail overhaul. My only issue is that I don't really see where the same, like, consensus, or I don't really see, like, what the same similarities between, Darkside Force and Facility are, like how Darkside Force ends and Facility begins. I don't really see the same correlation between the two. They kind of feel separate all of themselves. It doesn't feel like a continuation, whereas something like Familiar Ruins feels like a continuation of Beneath the Ruins, and something like Infiltration could actually feel like a continuation of Abandoned Facility, right? And I think that's the big, like, underlying message that I'm getting when it comes to the consensus of this map. It's definitely a lot better in terms of its own individual self, but it doesn't really feel like it connects to Darkside Facility. It, that's how I feel about it, but it is all around a really good map. It's all around still really good. Sedimentary Temple. Despite what I have said, I still think this map, I'm going to say Forgotten Chips is just slightly less than decrepit. So the thing about Sedimentary Temple is that it trades off one of the biggest issues that the OG has for a completely different issue on of its own, albeit it is a bit more niche than the original issue. The original issue was with Sedimentary Temple was that it felt really cramped. There was a lot of gameplay that felt really cramped together, and you kind of had to, like, in the last room especially, you had to kind of do like a weird wraparound to get on a or to get on a wall jump, a double wall jump, kind of like the Darkside Facility wall jump, right? You had to kind of do like a wraparound to optimize that wall jump. Otherwise, you had to do this really weird like wall jump if you took the long way through, and it just felt really awkward. Whereas with the updated version, that is completely fixed. The trade-off for it is that the new version has a problem with the Flood's water state change. I think, at least in a solo run, or in a run where people are slacking off a tiny bit, that you are going that it turns to lava too quickly, and I think for a 3.5, that's pretty damning. That's a pretty damning thing, right? Because I don't want it to feel like an insane map. I don't want to feel like an insane map, right? But it kind of does. It kind of feels like an insane map with the lava change. But otherwise, I think it just needs to have like another 5 seconds or so of a delay time before it changes lava. But otherwise, all around, really good map. And now onto Lava Tower. Oh, this one's hard. This one's hard for me to pick. This one's hard. Ooh, I'm mixed between S and S plus tier. I am so mixed between them two. I'm gonna say, for now, it's S tier. It's very good. It's a very faithful remake, and it does a lot of very good things from Lava Tower. The main issue with Lava Tower in the base game was that it was mostly just gameplay orientated. I don't really think it cared much about the detail aspect of it. But now, it looks so amazing. It kind of looks like Jungle Inferno, right? And that map, phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. Jungle Inferno looks phenomenal. This map looks phenomenal. I don't know, but here's the thing. I always thought of Lava Tower as its base game perm, meaning not the rehydrated version. I always thought of it as a B tier because it was very clear in intent that it wasn't supposed to be based on what is it? It wasn't supposed to be based upon uh, details. It wasn't supposed to be a detail-based map. So that's why I think it's S tier, because I already thought of it as a decent enough map. It does really good in the gameplay aspect, and obviously adding details to the map. Massive benefit, massive big thing. Don't need to be the one to tell you. But I don't think it's like literally taking F tier maps or like very low end maps and turning them. Okay, wait, hold on. It's not taking F tier maps like Poisonous Valley and Fallen Classic and turning them into just like absolute S tier, fixing all of the issues they had kind of maps. Flood Island is the exception, and it is the best one because it took an already pretty decent premise of the map with just not amazing gameplay and very bare bones details, and flips it on its head. I think that's the big thing that I take away from it. Also, just a quick note, these three will be saved for later. We're going to start off with Familiar Wind. Don't say this out loud, but you can change your mind about OG, add a D tier, then move Oriental Grove to it. Wait, hold on. McBird. No. Okay, I thought you were actually Disney for a second, or Adler. I was like, there's no way this is actually Adler. No, I don't think it's D tier. I don't think it's D tier. I don't think Oriental's D tier. I think they're all good. And I think they're all obvious general improvements upon the old map. Please. No, I don't think it's D tier. Because here's the thing. It's like I've mentioned already, the reason why Wild Savannah and why Oriental Grove are all the way down at the bottom of C tier is because, although they are very good maps, they don't feel like the map that they were supposed to be remade for. That's the problem that I'm having. They're still very good, and by all general means, if this was a general base game tier list, or if this was like a tier list where we replace all of the OGs with the rehydrated versions, and we include all of the CM maps, like, Oriental would probably be up in A tier. If not A tier, it'd be B tier. It would be replaced by that. And Wild Savannah would probably be B tier still. Maybe A tier. I'm not really a big fan of hyper-realistic detailing, if you ask me. Just saying, 6 members of the Rehydrated team are watching. Okay. I mean, they will understand where I'm coming from, because I do want to... I'm going to say it obviously again and again. I think, generally speaking, we want Sethi to crash out and move it down, please. Nah. No, I'm not going to have Sethi crash out. That's very mean. I don't know Sethi all that much, and I actually like Sethi. I think his maps are good. I think he's a really good map maker. I like Abyssal Remnants. It's just... Oriental just doesn't feel like a remake of the original. I want to take a look at it like in this consensus of someone like Formerland, because Formerland tried to do a Oriental Grove remake. Let me see here. Remake FE2. Let me see here. Formerland. Is this channel even active still? Yeah. Okay. It's this right here.
So I've been trying to quit nicotine for like about...
No, I don't care about nicotine. I don't care about fucking nicotine. Please? No, I'm not doing that. That's so mean. I'm not going to have him crash out. But no. Is this it? No, this is Unyielding Dusk 2024. My bad. Hold on. I know there's... There it is. Rehydrated. Like, this feels so much more lined to Oriental Grove. Like, that feels so much more in line to what Oriental Grove is supposed to be, right? And I think that's the big thing that I'm having a problem with when it comes to these two maps. That's why they're at the bottom. I hope that's understandable. I hope that's, like, a thing you can kind of understand. It's still a very good map. If it was to be in, like I mentioned, if it was supposed to be, like, replace all the base game per maps and have all the CM maps ranked, it'd probably still be A tier, if not A, B tier, like I mentioned before. It's still really good. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that remake-wise, it's faithful to what it is supposed to be. I don't think it screams Oriental Grove. But anyways, that's just me. Continuing on, Familiar Ruins. My big niche with Familiar Ruins, this one might make Tony mad, and I'm going to apologize to Tony in advance. The big thing about Familiar Ruins, is that it has too many variants, and some of those variants are harder than some others. So there is a massive imbalance in terms of its difficulty, which is probably why you put it as a 4.5, which, if that's the case, fair enough. But to me, that's just kind of, like, I think it's really unfair and really unjust, because there's some variants that make the map, like, really cool to play on. And then there's some variants that just, kill me immediately. Or not immediately, but kill me eventually, because it's kind of hard to see where it goes. So, in terms of variants, it ranges. It can be high up, it can be low down. It's not going to be Oriental Grove or Wild Savannah, low. But it's why I want to kind of put it more in the middle. It's okay, variants are experimental, to be honest. The original layout is still the main idea. Yeah, and that's going for it. All around, I think detail-wise, it's still an improvement, but I think it's more or less in the consensus of something like Mysterium, where it doesn't change much outside of general quality of life improvements and some detail improvements, obviously speaking. Mysterium is higher up, though, because it's more consistent with its difficulty, and it's not, like, all over the place. I think that's the general big thing that I want to take away from this. It's still very much good, and I still like it. But no, continuing on, Gloomy Minor. Ooh, this is another one where I think it's kind of tiptoeing between an S and S plus tier, which, I mean, to be fair, I've said this with 3 of the maps already. Oh, this one's hard. I'm gonna put it in S tier. actually, to think about it, I think it's more or less like mid-S. It's very good. I think solo-wise, at least, it's very, much more tight. It's a much more, tighter window in solo runs. But all around, like, it's just a general, just all-around improvement. It's a very good map. I don't have much to say about it. Details are improved, gameplay's improved. I'm pretty sure there was a graph that they showed, like, what was it, a year or two ago, showcasing, like, how big of a difference between the, like, base game perm. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Base game perm and the rehydrated version, like, how big of a difference it is. So, there's that going for it. All around, pretty good stuff. Lost Desert. I'm gonna say this is S plus tier. For the simple reason that, generally speaking, I consider Lost Desert just as a base perm on its own. Like, outside of Rehydrated, it's its actual version. I consider it C tier. It's a rather bland and boring map that has other maps like Sedimentary Temple and Desert Ruins and Sandswept Ruins that do the theme a lot better. Well, probably not Desert Ruins, in terms of it being above, but like something like Sandswept Ruins or Sedimentary Temple end up just being a lot better all around. Hell, even Sandstorm Dunes. And that's fucking Sandstorm Dunes. Like, all around it's, I think, better. And it takes all of that, it improves the gameplay, it obviously does some of the gameplay quality of life stuff, and it makes it feel like, I don't know how to describe this, it's kind of barging away, but it's like, think of it as like the Stygian infestation where Sandswept Ruins is the Stygian sewers, right? Like, they both take place in the same area. That's kind of where I'm trying to get at. Or it ends in the same area, right? Sandswept Ruins and Rehydrated Lost Desert take place in the same area. That and the gameplay is just generally really good as well. Well, not gameplay, but the detail changes as well is generally really good all around. Like, you got that giant tower, you got the little, like, fence, I think that's up near button 2, I think? So you have that stuff all around, just decent. Just all around really good. Sinking Ship, I think is an A tier. It patched shortcuts, so it's much easier, and it changed how the what is it? It changed how the... I'm trying to remember what it's called. The escapee. It changed the escapee and how you get it, but otherwise, gameplay-wise, it's almost the same. Outside of, like I mentioned, the shortcut changes. Boo, S tier. I don't think it's S tier. Obviously, there's also the gameplay changes as well, and the detail changes. Well, gameplay changes. The second half of the tower is pretty gameplay changed, or it has a lot of gameplay changes. But detail-wise, it's a lot more of an improvement, obviously speaking. Just all-around good shit. Just good shit, Tony. Good stuff. Okay, Magmatic Mines is up next. Where do I want to put this? Do I want to put this in S tier, or do I want to put this in S plus tier? Oh god. I'm gonna say S plus tier. It fixes up a lot of the issues that the base game one has. The base game one being that there are just a million shortcuts. You can skip, like, I'm pretty sure, at least before Coolzak and Short Roundsack took control of FE2, you could skip, like, 2 buttons. No, you could skip 3 buttons. So, it fixes all of that. It does detail changes that were very much needed. There's gameplay changes that are actually interesting. The lava descends downwards slowly, and you have to kind of sight read. It's really good. What map? Magmatic Mines. So all around, just good shit. Don't need to be the one to tell you. Just good stuff all around. And then for the last one, before we get on to Wave 10, we have Fallen. Insane Fallen, and this is going to kind of come as a shocker a tiny bit. I'm going to say it's B tier. It's... I think the biggest issue that pertains to Insane Fallen is the fact that... actually, no, I'm going to put Marchrooms over Crystal Caverns. I think the biggest problem that pertains to Insane Fallen is that it does feel like it is Fallen detail-wise and everything. Gameplay-wise, it feels... And there's a lot of similarities with gameplay and everything. But there are also a lot of gameplay like elements as well that just kind of aren't in the original that feel very much different or feel heavily modified. Like there's like what is it, 2 swimming sections where Fallen, the entirety of Insane Fallen, literally has no swimming sections. Which I'm not trying to complain about that or anything. It's really cool that you have swimming sections and everything. But one of the other things is like this wall swimming section. That's one of the big ones right there. That map. Like, you can literally walk on the edge of it. Good job, you made Sethi crash out. I'm sorry, Sethi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you crash out. Wait, where is everyone? Okay, everyone's gone. Okay, I'm going to remove all of these noobs maps, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Was it D1 crash out? I'm sorry, Sethi. I didn't want you to crash out. But no, one of the main issues, Oriental last place, are we for real, bro? Listen. Deserve? Listen, Sethi, it's not a bad map. I already went over it. It just doesn't feel like Oriental Grove. That's my main issue. Here's my issue with Fallen. This is a big one. You see this acid swimming section? You're supposed to be like, oh, haha, I can swim in it, right? Okay, cool. That just... It was in B tier, then C tier, then dead last. Oh, wait. Did I put it in B tier? I thought I put it in C tier. I'm sorry, Sethi. I know, I'm being very harsh here. Listen, Sethi, I see that map more Smokies. But, let me at least explain. So you see this, you're like, oh, you're supposed to swim in it. The swimming part is very much unnecessary. You don't need to swim. You can just walk on the side of it. Which is why this map is going to get F tier. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me, Sethi. You heard me. But for real, though, Sethi, it's a good map. I just look at it and I'm like, it doesn't feel like Oriental Grove. Over a swimming section. Well, that and some of the gameplay also feels like very much different from what Fallen's supposed to be. It's very hard for me to explain. But all around, I think it gets the feel of the map down really well. I'm sorry, Sethi. I'm sorry. Don't crash out more than you have to. Hi, guys. Hello, Ryle. How you do? Hold on. I will say, I do kind of like how you implemented the gameplay design of this. But that, and then there's like... It's really weird. I'm personally not complaining about, you know, the more, what is it? I'm not complaining about the... Oh shit, I have to go over here. I'm not complaining about the, gameplay changes outside of, like, remaking purposes and how much of a remake it feels like. I'm just disappointed. Listen. Listen, Sethi, I'm disappointed as well. That's very mean. I'm sorry, Sethi. Skill issue? It's fine, don't worry much. We are his moral support. Well, Sethi, if push comes to shove, you can at least laugh at my face and say that you, at least Kulzak's taking consideration that he's going to add the map. Or he's taking consideration about adding the rehydrated maps in, so at least take consideration of that, please. I was on FaceTime with my mom, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't tell me you crashed out in front of your mom. At least. Dealer, suck at FE2, Sethi. That's why Ochi C rank? What? What the fuck are you babbling on about, Cyber? I'm so confused right now. Okay, now on to the good, juicy stuff. The stuff we've been looking for. I'm gonna save... what is it? I'm going to save Darkside Facility for later. Yeah, Cyber, tell him. I don't even know what Cyber said. It's like that one moment where Joe Biden and Donald Trump are debating, and Donald Trump's like, I don't even know what he said. I literally don't know what Cyber said there. It's like a YouTube bot. It's like the damnest YouTube bot. Bro, do me a solid and move that above cave system. What, Oriental Grove? Absolutely not. Retaliate against Sethi and add a new tier? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call it Sethi Rage Bait tier. Oh. It's happening. Okay. Moving on. Okay, abandoned facility. First one. Immediate S plus tier. Don't need to be the one to tell you. I love this map. I love the remake of this map. It's so good. Obviously, I should say, gameplay-wise, it's kind of the same, but not really. It's very much different. What abandoned facility the Rehydrate reminds me of a lot is the sewer section in Pressure with the fucking giant, like, mutated alligator. It's kind of what it reminds me of, and it's very good. I really like it a lot. It does a lot of things. I think it beautifully transitions the map between infiltration and abandoned facility. I think it's really good. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema right there. Beautiful, you were making us a wish? Yes. Dealer, I can't look at you the same, bro. Listen, if it helps you sleep at night, I put Abyssal Remnants in, like, S tier, okay? Okay, Sethi? That's the trade-off. But, what is it? I think it's really good all around. I also really like the design. What the fuck? Okay, cool. I don't care about Ella here. What the fuck is an Ella here? I don't care about that. Piss off. Okay. So, we have this map, right? No? Okay, sure, we'll play this OST. So we have this, right? This is so peak. You see this? You should take notes, Sethi. I'm sorry, that's very mean. But no, what is it? I really like how it kind of adds a lot more elevation to it. And then I like the design of these pipes here. The pipes are very cool. I like the little blades. That's also a very cool addition. But these pipes are just so... They're so cool. They're so nice. Trilla is crazy blocks? Absolutely no way. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Ryle. Thank you, I made those. Yes, I think it's very fucking good looking. It's a very good looking map. 167? No way. Okay, I'm sorry. That's me being brain rotted. Also, why does this BGM kind of remind me of Shovel Knight a little? No, the only thing I have to say is that needs to be patched. You know, being a wraparound and everything. But otherwise, this shit is so good. Oh my god, it's so peak. This shit's so peak. This dude is 32 years old. That's cruel, dealer. I didn't think you'd go that low. This dude, I'm the dragon of the team, aka Tony. See, okay, I'm gonna turn this down because what the fuck? Okay, see, Scorching. Tony here. He knows how to make maps. Okay, he knows how to make maps. You see this? You see this right here? Tony, Space, and Trollman. The big three. I'm sorry, that's very mean of me, Scorching. Please forgive me for what I have said. Crazy Blocks 2, well, he's the original creator, okay? I mean, that's just granted. Beneath the Ruin. Ooh. Okay, generally speaking, I hold S+ tier for maps that were either just flat out very low, like we're talking C tier, lower, or just flat out F tier maps. Like I'm pretty, like was it Poisonous Valley was F tier, Fallen was F tier. This map was D tier. This was C in my original. This is generally considered B, and this is generally considered C. These are all maps that, like, if they were added into the game, the base game, if this was all added into the game, this is like S+ tier material. This is like stuff that you would take, and you would like say, you would point at these maps and say these are maps that are worth looking at and analyzing. Give Beneath the Ruin S tier? No. Beneath the Ruin's S+ tier. Just... ooh. Is it S+ tier? Let me play it. Let me decide. Because I haven't played solo. Good boy? Don't call me a good boy, Cyber. You fucking little runt. Don't call me a good boy. I physically cringe at you calling me that. Okay, you gotta go over here. I should also probably turn the music on. As well, just music there. I almost failed there. Cool. I like this so far. It's a lot more opened up. Okay, so here... No! Wait, hold on. Is there not, like, a little thing? Okay, I guess not. There's not a wall there. My immersion's ruined now. There's not a little wall that rises. Reminds me of fucking... It reminds me of old active volcanic mines. This reminds me of that one image of you pointing at Beneath the Ruins. I thought I was pointing at, what is it? I thought I was pointing at Rustic Jungle. Okay. So, after playing that, is it S+? I think it's S. It's good, but the map was already pretty good as it was, so... It wasn't, like, the best thing in the world, right? And it's not blowing me away, but it's a pretty strong, like, cutthroat contender for the number 2 spot for the longest time with, what is it? With this tier here, or with Abandoned Facility. And then we have Darkside Facility. And this map, I'm going to be honest with you, I really like this map. Now, I don't know if it's S+ tier. You know what? Ooh, I don't know if it's S plus or if it's S. Why is the button so damn big, though? That's my question. Okay, hold on. I'm cooking. I'm absolutely cooking right now. I really like how more opened it is. I also really like these hands here that grab down. It reminds me of the Wrath layer, both in Ultra Kill and in Dante's Inferno. Like how, because the whole context, if you don't know the context behind them, okay, cool. Let's pretend I won that. Remember when you said it would probably be top 3, if not top 5? Ooh. Beneath the Ruins. I said that for Beneath the Ruins. I said that for Abandoned Facility. I don't know about Dark Side Facility, though. It's so good. It's good. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Nah, I'm gonna say right now. Beneath the Ruins is probably S plus tier. I think Dark Side Facility is DSF clearly top 1. Don't get me wrong, it is very good. I don't know about it being top 1. I think it's definitely a very big upgrade. Ooh. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trade out the place of Lost Desert and Dark Side Facility, because I think all around Dark Side, if you ask me, at least base game perm, not rehydrated base game, I think Dark Side is worse than Lost Desert. It's just not really well made in terms of gameplay, right? Like, a lot of it is just based off of long jump gameplay, and then the rest of it is just rather easy. Or at least, like, there's 2 long jumps, and that's the whole gameplay thing. There's no details outside of the second room just lighting up. And even then, it's like, whatever, I suppose. So, I think it's definitely a lot more better. My whole thing is I can't really bear... What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, yeah. I can't bear to put Dark Side Facility in the top 5, because for me it's very abstract. It's so much like more different from the original idea of what Dark Side Facility was supposed to be, and you know, the whole continuation of no light and everything. But what we did get from the abstract view of it, I love this. I love the map. It's very awesome. And Tired obviously did a phenomenal job with the OST. Obviously so, right? But I don't know if I can really put myself to put it in like S plus, or not S plus. I don't know if I can put myself to say it's top 5 of all time, or of this list. That, and then of course I should also mention opinions are subjective. We also have recency bias. The maps just came out like 3 hours ago. Yeah, right around 3 hours ago. I don't care where you put the map as long as Oriental is as low as possible. Oh yeah, Sethi is loving... Sethi is rolling over in his grave right now to me having this map down here. Good tier list. The people appreciated very much, even Sethi. I don't know. I don't think Sethi was too appreciative of it. But for real, though, I'm glad that I could give you at least a little insight into what I think personally. Do keep in mind as well that I do think... Sethi said he agrees with your placement of his maps. I don't know about that, Tired. I don't know about that. I have to hear it from Sethi himself to believe it. Sethi loves the list. Yeah, Sethi is absolutely just... He's like, wow, this is just absolutely clapping at my tier list right now. He's just absolutely happy with all my placements. Definitely, definitely. Thoughts on Rustic Jungle Rehydrated? Uh... I'd rather see a Blue Moon and a Poison... Well, actually, Blue Moon's alright. I'd rather see a Poisonous Chasm remake. If you guys are going to continue the whole thing, if you're going to continue with the Wave 11, I know you're not. You guys have announced that you're not really continuing with it. Yeah, just how tired TV is funny. I know I'm funny, you don't gotta tell me. No, but if you guys were to continue, what is it? If you guys were to continue and make a Wave 11, I know you're not, but if you were, I would like to see Fall Equinox, Forsaken Era, and... Ooh... Let's see here. Maybe Buried Oasis? Just maybe? Actually, let me look at this list here, real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, I think those would be the three. I think it would be Buried Oasis, Fall Equinox, Tired Saibao. Also, by the way, there's a zipline for the second button. RJ Encore. You know, I was considering leaking Wave 11 to you, but now I'm having second thoughts. Oh my god, let me guess. Wave 11's just Clock Toilet and Castle Tides with the 3 exclamation points. Oh, and my bad, and Construction Thrill as well. We can't forget about Construction Thrill. No. But all around, I'm just gonna say it. My opinions are W. You're here for one reason, and it's to hear my based opinions, and obviously they're super based. I have super based opinions. Sethi can tell you, he'll tell you my opinions are the best. But, no. I was thinking, eventually, because I am obviously a map maker of my own, right? Once I get done with my Crazy Plus map, I was thinking about starting a project of my own called the FE2 Rehydrated. Now, it may sound like it may just sound like your basic one. You're like, well, what's the difference? Well, instead of hydrated, like, you know, you're hydrated and all that, it's high, as in, like, the highlights. Hydrated. And my main idea about it was getting all of the Twitter, or not all of the Twitter highlights, but getting a lot of the Twitter highlights and remaking them. Imagine we now rehydrate old map test maps from 2017 to 18. I'd be down for that. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I'd love to see a core remake from an official group and not from some other guy who decided to just randomly make it one day. Like an actual wave, like a thing behind it. Rehydrated versus dehydrated versus rehydrated. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Is that... Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up. The main issue that I would have with getting rehydrate, or the rehydrates up and running, would essentially just to be contacting all of these people. Now, obviously, you have, like, Wumiko, you have Rio, Mar, Chassis... Well, I don't know if Chassis is still around. But you have Willow, Gam, Cargo, they're still around. But then you have people like Not Ungifted, Royal. You have Crystal Hexagon, or Hexagon, and Jawa Craft, and Bubbles 4789, which apparently is a piece of shit from some other people, right? I would like to remake some of these maps. It would be very cool. I would be honest with you. It would be very cool if I was able to remake the maps. I will say, there is one map that I did get permission from the map maker that I was able to recreate, and it's Circuiture. I asked him if I could remake When Swift Were Real. He said yes. I did start a little something a while back, but it never got finished. I never was able to get around to it. Okay, I'm gonna save this tier list. I'm gonna save this tier list, because this is a based tier list that I know everyone can agree with me on, and anyone who doesn't agree with me... I don't... What the fuck is this? I don't want an energy drink. No thanks. Get out of here. Get out! Base rehydrated list. But no, that kind of gives me motivation eventually to want to remake it. Get an ad blocker for real. Okay, here's the thing. I did used to have an ad blocker until YouTube decided to just start piping down on ad blockers, and for whatever reason, like, well, I can't tell you for whatever reason. There was a reason I was using an ad blocker. They make it to where you cannot... It will, like, automatically pause the video you're watching, and it will stay that way until you... Who DM'd me? You can disable for certain domains? Oh, I didn't know that. But it made it to where it would just disable it, like, so many times that... It was just fucking unwatchable. You couldn't watch anything. It sucked, honestly. It sucked really bad. So I got rid of my ad blocker. Alright. This is the tier list. It's so based. I know they just agree with me on everything. You all agree with me on just all the placements of everything, especially Sethi. I especially didn't make a tier for it. Best shit ever. See, Xcyber knows what's going on. Xcyber knows what's up. Xcyber knows. Wait, what is this? What's the chat and the rehydrated posting? Thank you. Space was behind the gameplay, so all props to him on that front. I did the detailing and designs, though. So did Delta. No, he's lying. I made the entire thing. Y'all cooked on this wave. Absolute masterpieces. Absolute cinema. Indeed. It was absolute cinema. You guys did a very good job. But no, what was it? I would absolutely love to do a rehydrated tier list. Or not tier list, but rehydrated event going on. My own little wave things. Here's the problem. 1, I gotta get permission from people that are most likely gone from this community. 2, the people that aren't gone from this community most likely have either remade their map, gotten it highlighted already, or are in the midst of remaking their map. 3, time. I want to make my own individual maps, obviously speaking. I don't want to dedicate all my time into remaking old maps that people have already made. So it might just be that I work on Windswept Reel and call it a day. It might be that I end up making a hydrated thing. Whatever the case is, I'm planning on making it in 2026. I'm not planning on doing it this year. Right now, I'm planning on working on another map of mine. Speaking of which, what should I do for the rest of stream now? Should I just do map making or CM stuff? I don't know what to do for the rest of the stream. I'm gonna be honest with you. Also, who all was here watching the stream? Like, all of the people from, what is the rehydrated team? Because I know that you said that there was, like... I know someone said that there was, like, 7 people watching from the team. while you guys type your answers in, I am going to load up on my map. Just show you how absolutely base at map making I am. You guys are going to look at my map and you're going to be like, wow, this guy is a maker of maps of all time. Yeah, you see this? Boom. Just so peak, right? Am I right? Just absolute cinema. Models. Parts. What's this part here? Oh, it's that. Okay, cool. Parts. Anchor that down. What's this? Oh, it's that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll put that. Meshes. Trees. Okay, the leaves are falling. I did put that. Sorry if I'm talking to myself. For whatever reason, Roblox Studio decided to crash on a build where I didn't save it. And I got, like, fucking scared for a second because I was like, oh no. Don't tell me I just wasted, like, 2-3 hours of my life working on a map. Working on my map, right? I mean, I would have eventually ended up getting around to working on it still, but, I mean, it would have been a pain in the ass. No, I was able to get it from a recovery file, and I think this was the only thing that was changed from it, so... Absolute cinema! Absolute cinema. Let me edit the video, or let me edit the title, that way it's not just... Working on my CM map now. No, Crazy Plus map. Come join in. AMA/Q&A. There we go. Can I change the thumbnail by any chance? I can! Let me change it. Woo! Let me do that. Cool. Save. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So. We got these nude maps. Also. Hey, look. Look, Scorching. Look. You recognize this map? You recognize this map, Scorching? That Scorching does. I'm sorry, Scorching. If he was friended to me beforehand, I'm sure he's definitely friended me now. For my very controversial opinions and takes. Why is the site surveyor in the water? Is it stupid? Doesn't it know? It'll drown. I will say, though, I mean, the map looks really good. So, at least pat yourself on the back a little bit, Scorching. You made a good-looking map. It's just not Oriental. It just doesn't feel like Oriental. That's all. You made a good map. It just doesn't feel like the remake it was based off of. It's like playing, what is it? The O Stinks map? I think that's what it's called. It's the map that's based off of Relic Valley that's like a fucking... What is it? It's like a... What is it? normal map, I think. It's like normal difficulty. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this real quick. You know what? Stream is just about dead for me, so I'm going to do one more. I'm gonna do my map. That way you guys are like, wow, this is so cool or something, and then I'll leave. Or I'll head out for tonight because it is starting to get late. It's like 10 o'clock from where I am, and I have college tomorrow. I have IT stuff to go to, and another class. Oh, look at this unbelievably based map. Well, look away, chat. Look away. I'm definitely being a very good player right now. I'm definitely just cracked out of my mind. Okay. I'll give it like another couple of attempts and then I'll head out for the night. I think it's 6.1 gameplay, honestly. I don't know. It would be nice if you guys were able to tell me, but, you know, what is it? You guys aren't able to play the map. I mean, the ID is right there, but if you really want to, you can pick up the ID and you can play it, but it's still heavily work in progress. Mostly at this point, just pacing stuff. Gameplay-wise, I'm just about done, maybe outside of like a couple of things to change. But it's mostly just getting like water parts down and pacing fixed up. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume up a little. There. I'm so dead. There's no way. I just heard my dad say out loud the 2-digit brain rot number. He who shall not be named. It better be 4-1. It better not be the two numbers that correlate back to back with each other. And numerical. And a numerical, I was about to say alphabet, but that doesn't make sense. And a numerical symmetry. We'll say that. Like it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those two numbers. I'm gonna throw like an attempt or two more at it and then I'll call it a day. That doesn't count. I was being a noob right there. Actually, we'll beat it until then, because it's going to be taking at most like 15 minutes. You know, I'm kind of proud of the detail that I was able to get down with this map. I really like this front end as well. This front end looks phenomenal. This map isn't too awfully long. I should also note that as well. I think it ends right around the 135 mark, which for Crazy Pluses, that's rather quite short. There you go. What do we think? What do we think about it? Courthouse map. I don't think I've ever seen that done before. I don't think I've ever seen Courthouse map done. I think it's honestly, well, I think I cooked. I think I cooked tier level. Not to, you know, boast myself or anything. But anyways. Alright. It is 10:11. Man. It's probably time for me to head out of here. Well, I'll try and get around to streaming on Wednesday. It'll be mostly map making, if anything. I will see you all later. If you guys enjoyed the stream, feel free to follow me, subscribe to me, or whatever. It helps me grow, honestly, so I appreciate it. I'd be very much thumbs up, smiling ear to ear. It would just be just a massive W. The Based Gang. We will call you that. We'll call you the Based Gang. But, yeah, no. Anyways, I am out of here for the rest of the night. I'm gonna probably end up working on my map and all of that, and chillax and all that. All of you guys, have a good night. I hope you guys enjoyed the new rehydrated maps. Yeah.